G'day, it's Peter back with another episode of the Property Club, and today we're looking at luxury houses and lots, house and lot in Angeles City. So we're looking at private gated estates, estates like Hensonville. We're looking at Carmenville and more like Pulu Amsic and even Marquee Place. So I've found the best properties, the best luxury house and lot available on the market today, and we're going to have a quick look at this. Let's have a look. Let's get started with this one. I'm pretty sure this one's in Metrogate, and this starts from 5 million. So the price of this one is 5 million. So this is the cheapest listing that I could find. The listing prices go all the way up. They range all the way up to about 30 million peso. So if you want, something a little bit more expensive, stay tuned. I start from cheapest and I work my way up to most expensive. So this one, I'm pretty certain by just looking at it, it is Metrogate. Have a look at the property. Not a bad little property for 5 million peso. Unfortunately, it doesn't have much in the way of detail. It is a small home, but it's a great price and it's a nice little home for 5 million peso. So not bad at all for 5 million. What would I pay? Honestly, I'd be wanting to get something like this, in the pandemic situation we're in right now. I'd want to be snagging this at something like 4 million. Okay, so the next one is another one in Metrogate. I'm certain this one is in Metrogate, and it's a lot area of 180 square meters, floor area of 120 square meters. This has been on the market for some time now, and I'm sure you should be able to buy this in the low fours, okay? And actually not a bad little build for, not a bad property in the low 4 millions, without a doubt. And Metrogate's not too far from, you've got Marquee Place there, the Marquee Mall, and not too far from, Angeles City itself, like Walking Street and Perimeter Road. So let's have a look at the photos. So I think they must have coined the saying, it's more fun in the Philippines from Angeles City. If you haven't been, you have to go at least once in your lifetime because it is a lot of fun. Anyway, that's the property listed for 5.5, but I reckon you could buy this probably around about 4.2 to 4.4 million. Okay, so the next one is in a private gated estate. It is a famous estate by the name of Marquee Place. This is a vacant lot priced at 5.6 million peso. Now, the size of this lot is 221 square meters. So let's just do the math on this, because this is the cheapest lot in Marquee Place right now. And at 221 square meters, you're looking at 25,000 peso per square meter. Boy, oh boy, how things have increased. And yes, absolutely, property, land prices in particular, has gone crazy in Angeles City. And believe it or not, even during the pandemic, land's probably increased from early 2020 till now, at least by 20 to 30%, believe it or not. What would I pay for this? I would not pay a dollar over 4 million. Now, 4 million peso divided by 221 square meters, you're looking at 18,000 peso per square meter. That is the absolute maximum I would pay. And I can tell you now, it wasn't too long ago, probably late 2019, I was looking at Angeles City. I did actually find a nice lot in Marquee Place and we considered it. And at that time, I could have bought it for 15,000. I just think it's insane how the prices have gone for land, but that's not unusual for the Philippines. It's pegged with inflation. So, due to inflation and even with the pandemic, I think a lot of people are moving outside of Metro Manila and prices just continue to skyrocket. Okay, so the next one. Oh, I did not notice this is sold, but it's a good example. Pulu Amsic, probably one of my two favorite estates in Angeles City are Pulu Amsic, which is, this lot is in Pulu, and Marquee Place. Pulu is a better location, but if you want to be away from the nightlife and that sort of thing, then you'd probably go, you know, if you're more family orientated, you'd probably go for Marquee Place. Okay, so this is priced at 7 million. Not sure what they paid. Let's assume, look, if I was buying it, you know, I'd probably be willing to pay as much as 6 million, knowing Pulu Amsic, because it's just so damned expensive nowadays. So at 6 million divided by 246 square meters, you're looking at 24,000 peso per square meter, which honestly, I mean, I've seen some lots in Pulu Amsic where they're asking as much as 30,000 plus nowadays. It's full on. So next one is another lot. Now this one should be available. It's actually a little bit bigger. It's 264. Again, what would I pay? I'd pay 6 million for this. Personally, I think this is a better lot if it is still available, because they do go very, very quickly in Pulu. And, you know, let's say if we paid 6 million for this, divided by 264, 22,000 peso per square meter, which honestly is a fair price. As long as it's like not on the wall, it's worth buying. But a lot of these properties that are still available, like face the wall, and if they do face the wall, because you've got like these really high walls around the perimeter, I would just avoid it. And here's an example of that. Here's one. Yes, it seems like a good price. They're asking 22,000 peso per square meter, and it's 7.2 million, 328 square meters. But why I don't like it, it's on the wall. So personally, I would not buy this. I would pay a premium to be off the wall and get a lot that's actually inside of Pulu. Otherwise, yeah, who wants to look at a wall? Who wants to, you know, build a 10 million peso house and look at a wall? It's just crazy. Personally, I think you're better off buying an existing house and lot than purchasing land nowadays. And you'll see why further in this video. Okay, so the next one, I believe this is another one in Metrogate. It doesn't actually tell us. It says brand new house and lot in secured subdivision in Angeles City. I think they've got a long way to go. I think they're asking a bit too much at 7.5 million for a lot size of only 120 square meters. But look, it is a floor area of 150, to be fair. Nice little house inside. Actually, it's well done. I would not pay anywhere near this, knowing what else is available in Metrogate, especially knowing the lot size. I would maximum I'd pay for something like this would be about 5 to 5.5 based on inspection. So if I really like the house, you know, seeing it on inspection, that's what I would personally pay. But to the lower end, I would, yeah, just saying. Okay, so next one is this one. It's 9.5. It says it's in a secured subdivision in Angeles. Again, a lot of the listings don't tell you because the brokers are scared that you're actually going to go directly to the owner and cut them out. Okay, so there's a little tip for you. So it does pay to have boots on the ground and door knocks sometimes. Okay, so I'm pretty sure this is not Metrogate. I can't tell you exactly which estate, apart from that it's a private estate and subdivision in Angeles City. Big house, 5-bedroom, lot area 150, still a bit too small for me, and floor area of 200 square meters. They're asking 9.5, but it's a really nice build. Check this out. This is what the property looks like. Very well done. Actually, I have the same tiles in my house. And the selling point of this property and why it might sell and appeal to someone, it does have a small plunge pool in the backyard. So you can see that little plunge pool there. You can also see a big wall, which is probably the neighbor's house next door. That's just normal in Angeles City. Okay, so the next one we're looking at is, again, doesn't tell us. Don't worry, in the second half, most of the listings do tell us, but I wanted to include, you know, good variation of properties in different estates. Not 100% sure, you know, what the estate is, but look, comparable to the other one, it's 11.5 million, 165 square meter lot. It's a decent size home. It's 232 square meters. So, you know, for me personally, you know, I need at least 4 bedrooms and 2 car and this has that. And it has a small plunge pool as well. So let's have a look through. This is the property. Nice looking home, actually. Very well done, this one. Very well done. Actually, it looks like it's only just being finished off. Now, it could be enclave. I don't want to say that it's enclave, but if it was enclave, then I can understand the price that they have on it. Enclave's a good estate. Honestly, it's very rare that enclave properties come up. So at 11.5, what do I pay for this? Really hard to say. I'm not going to put a figure on it just because I don't know what estate it's in. Okay, so the next one. This is a really good one. I like this one. It's probably the cheapest house and lot that's built in Pulu Amsic. Now, I know where this is. I've driven past this house a number of times before. It's priced at only 12 million peso for a 4-bedroom, 2-story house, and it's got 2-car garage as well. So not a bad buy at 12 million peso. Honestly, what would I pay for this? I wouldn't want to negotiate too hard on this because I know how much properties are worth in Pulu Amsic, and personally I'd be willing to pay a premium for it. I'd probably be willing to go as high as 10.7, something like that, high tens for something like this. So when you do the math, 10.7 for this, it's an absolute steal, really. Let's have a picture, have a look at the pictures. Nice house, actually. Nice white home. Very modern. Nice inside. I believe this was tenanted. I tried to get through this house some time ago. Actually, I think they sold it and then the new owner has gone to resell it. I tried to get in years ago and I was interested because they had it on at like 10 million at the time, and I was hoping I could snag something like this for like high nines at the time. This is probably 3 years ago now, and the tenant wouldn't let us into this house. So this is the first time I'm actually seeing pictures of this home, and you can see nice big bedrooms, a really nice home. I think, if you really fell in love, you might even be willing to pay as much as 11 million. But knowing it's Pulu Amsic, you might just get someone who walks in and pays the asking price. Personally, I'd probably pay as much as 10.7, as I said. Okay, so the next one is in Hensonville. This is actually a really, really good deal. Like Pulu Amsic, most of the houses I'm showing you, the average lot size ranges, in Pulu from about 200 to 300 square meters. Most are on the smaller side, like 200, 220 square meters. I know in Subic I own a lot and it's only like 220 square meters, which is actually okay because you just don't want one of those lots that are like 100 to 150. I think it's too small. But this is a older estate, a little bit older. It's not as modern and the houses aren't as modern as Pulu Amsic. But Hensonville Homes is located right next door to Pulu Amsic. So it's a great location, and what you do get are much larger lots. Now, houses in Hensonville Plaza, Hensonville Homes rarely come up at a good price nowadays. They're rare as hen's teeth. This is 557 square meter lot of land. So you get a humongous lot. So honestly, this is probably the deal of the day at 557 square meters. 3-bed, 3-bathroom, 1-car garage. That's the only downside, but I'm sure you could do something with the garage to actually, add space to have 2 cars there. Only one picture, I'm afraid. It does say it's a rush sale. Who knows? It could be a deceased estate. It could be an expat moving home back to the States. I'm not sure, but that looks like a pretty good deal to me. Okay, so the next one. This is a cozy little home in Pulu Amsic. 3-bedroom, 4-bathroom, 1 maid's room, and 1 outside bar, and a new garden house. Priced at 12.3 million. Let's have a look. This is the home. Not the most stylish home. Let me see. It is a lot area of 250 square meters, which is good. It says if you buy it, you get 2 mountain bikes, a Suzuki, and a Toyota Corolla. So this is a bit of a bargain, actually. This is a pretty good deal when you take into account all of that. But that looks like a wall. That might be the wall. I'm not sure. It does look like the wall behind. You can see the barbed wire there. They do have the high walls. Consider if they are in the wall, and I'm going to just assume this is just based on this picture, you really, really want to squeeze them down on price. So it has a bar, it is, a good little home. If you don't mind living on the wall, then sure. Personally, I wouldn't. I just wouldn't. I've even heard stories of people climbing over those walls. Safety is a factor. It's just ugly to look at. Okay, so look, they're asking 12.3. I think it was 12.3 million with the car, with the mountain bikes, etc. It's on the wall. Yeah, it's on the wall. So what would I pay? I'd only be willing to pay somewhere in the nines, and it would probably be on the low side. I'm going to say the car and all of that stuff, I don't really care about. So I would pay 9 million, 9.0. But with the car and stuff, because they're probably leaving it, maybe low nines, like 9.3, maybe 9.4 at a push, but you'd be pushing it, honestly. Maybe you get lucky off a 9, with the cars. You'd have to get really lucky. I just personally don't like the wall. Okay, next one. This is a good little one. It's 13 million and it is again in Pulu Amsic. It's 240 square meters and it's 180 square meter floor area. Let's have a quick look. 2-story and doesn't actually say, but it looks like 4 bedrooms based on the listing details there. Let's go through. Wow, lime green. Look at that. Definitely needs some, well, if it was me, I definitely want to repaint that. I'm not really into that lime green color, but not a bad price for Pulu Amsic, no doubt. And then you've got that blue. Geez. Oh, that green. God, hideous. Sorry. And then red? Seriously? It's Christmas. um, anyway, look. Not a bad house. Again, it is in Pulu. They're asking 13. What would I pay? As long as it's not on the wall and it's one of the inner lots, I'd probably be willing to pay as much as 10 million peso for this house. Okay? Throw in a few cans of paint. Okay, the next one. This is 14 million. Again, this is Marquee Place. Marquee Place, honestly, it's a really nice estate. Being a family man, before I had my son, I'd probably go more towards Pulu Amsic just because of the location, the walking street, bars, restaurants. Even now, my heart is in Pulu Amsic, but just because I love my family and I think my family would be happier there, I'd probably prefer going for Marquee Place. Remember, Marquee Place is a Yala Premier development, so it has that about it. This is a 236 square meter allotment and 200 square meters inside, 3 bedroom, 4 bath, 2 car, nice modern house with a pool. Not a bad looking house. Not a bad looking home. I mean, it's nicely renovated inside. It's very well done. I do know for a fact this has sat on the market for a while. And I also know that it just seems to me that the houses in Marquee Place do sit there a little bit longer than houses in Pulu. Pulu just sells like anything and they sell very fast. Okay, Marquee Place does sell as well, but not as well because the location's not as good. Okay, the good thing about Marquee Place is you have easy access to the highway. It is right next to the Marquee Mall. Shopping. You got all the shopping there. You got the eateries, restaurants, the supermarket, which is very very handy too. The pool looks like it needs maintenance. You can see it's drained here. Honestly, I just like Pulu and the way I feel about it, and this is a nice house, but that house, the White House versus this, it's quite comparable. So, if I was only willing to pay 10.7 for this, that White House in Pulu Amsic, I would not be willing to pay any more than 10.7 for this one. So I'm going to say I'd be a little bit harsh here and say 10.7 for this home. All right, so the next one, another big size property, a little bit more expensive than the larger lot that we saw. It's in Carmenville. Carmenville's a nice subdivision. It is a big home. It's 350 square meters internally, and the lot area is 450 square meters. It is huge, actually. It is an 8-bedroom, 4-bathroom, 3 carport. Way too big for what I'd want. I'm happy with one child. I don't need more. Thank you. Yeah. So anyway, but a lovely house, beautiful, beautiful home, and actually this is a reasonable price. You know what they're asking for 15 million being Carmenville, just the way that it's done. You know, it's going to suit someone with a big family. So, you know, if you've got a big family, what I personally would be willing to pay for this in Carmenville, knowing what houses sell there, I think this is worth 12 million all day long. And I think, you know, knowing the pandemic and what's going on at the moment, you might even be able to squeeze a little bit, you know, more. But I think 12 million is a reasonable offer for this home. Okay, considering the size and the 450 square meter allotment. Okay, next one, another house, brand new. It looks almost brand new, and this is again in Marquee Place. This 3-story gem. Okay, this is again in Marquee Place. Really, really nice home. You're going to pay for it because it is brand new. I think it might have been a builder or someone that's bought a lot, developed it, and trying to flip it for money. Not sure, or maybe they were going to rent it and it's not renting so well. I don't know. I'm just guessing, but it is a really nice house. Okay, it's 221 square meters. It's a huge property, 5-bedroom, 6-bathroom, and 3 to 4 car garage. So there's room for 3 or 4 cars, which, you know, a lot of these houses just don't have room for cars. A lot of families might have 2 and 3 plus cars. That's just normal. Anyway, let's have a look at the pictures. I think actually 16.5 is a fair listing price for this. Personally, if I had the money, you know, I'd love to own something like this. Even though it is a small lot, it's nice, low maintenance, not a lot of work, and a nice, good size home. Okay, so look, what would I pay for this? Knowing that it's Marquee Place, I'd probably be willing to pay as much as high 12s, maybe 13 at a push. I don't like 13 because 13 is an unlucky number. I wouldn't personally go to 14 million for this because I know what construction costs. I know, you know, what I can get a 250 square meter allotment for, and I think I'd be better off building it myself. So if I was gonna get this and I could get a steal, I'd only be willing to pay about maybe 12.9, say 12.9 for this. I don't think they would take that, knowing it looks modern. It looks like they're trying to flip, and maybe they're not that negotiable. Um, I'm just guessing here, but it just seems to be that way because everything's brand new, and it's kind of priced to sell already. And someone from Metro Manila could just move out, wanting to get out of the big city, and just pay the asking price for this. But again, you know, I'd only pay 12.9. Okay, so next one. This is a corner allotment. I actually know this property. It is very close to the wall, which I don't like. As I've said, it is 340 square meter lot with a floor area of 280. Actually, they did renovate this property. I remember seeing this property when it was unrenovated. I did actually make an offer on this property and it was too low, but it sat there for a very long time. Now you can see just through that fence there, you see that wall? They're trying to hide it. You know, they've been very, very clever how they've taken the picture, but when you get there, you will be a bit disappointed with the wall. It is a nice home. I usually wouldn't offer, you know, on a house on the wall, but I did like this home, and it was not renovated like this at the time. Okay, it is also a corner allotment, and it's 340 square meters. So honestly, even now, look, if I had the spare cash, I'd probably be willing to pay something like 13 million for this, just knowing what it is. Corner allotment in Pulu Amsic. All right, so the next one, this is a very high-end 3-story home, and you know, big home, big property. It's only, I think it says usable area 250 square meters, but I thought the lot size was only 250, but you can see it is a big 3-story home in Pulu Amsic. Great for parties, great for having fun. Yes, it is more fun in the Philippines. If you notice too, it does look, and I'm going to flick back, they do have these decks up top as well. So you will get views around the estate. So yeah, really nice property. You know, they're asking 20 million. It's sat there a while. I don't think they'll get 20 million. Amazing view, really nice view. I know that location in Pulu Amsic, and I know it's one of the better locations in the estate. What would I pay? Maybe 15, maybe, right? Um, just being me, I'd probably want to pay 14. Don't know if you could get it for that, but if you could get it for 15, 16, you're probably still doing well. All right, so drum roll, drum roll. Okay, the last property of the day. So again, there are a lot of properties available in Pulu Amsic, which is a bit rare because usually there's not much available, but there are a lot of houses coming up for sale in Pulu, and they're not selling as fast as they used to if they're the higher end properties. If they're priced accordingly, like 10 to 14 million, they go pretty quick. Even the lots, you know, anywhere between 5 and 7 million sell pretty quick. Okay, as long as they're not on the wall. I can't stress that enough. Right. Anyway, this is a beautiful house. I'm pretty sure it's on the main street as you drive in on the right hand side. Really, really beautiful home. They're asking 28 million because, you know, it's on that main drag. It's a wonderful location. It's a really nice build. 553 square meters is the lot size. So, you know, big lot, room for 2 cars, 3 bedroom, 3 bath. Let's have a look. Merry Christmas. Christmas in July. Look, it's not the decor that I would have, but it is a beautiful home and a really nice build. I'd probably want to change some things around. I'm not going to put a price on it because this is not something I probably would buy. But look, what is it worth? What I think it's worth? Maybe 19. Okay, which look, it's a far cry from 28. Don't let the price spook you. You just don't know the situation of the seller. I know this has been on market a little while now. I think at 19, maybe 18 if you're lucky, is probably what it's worth. I'm going to say 18.5. You know, if you could score it for something like that, it's a bargain. It's a great deal. The reason I would probably say you need to, you know, buy it in the 18 million mark. I mean, look at it. This color, this decor, it's not going to suit everyone. You're going to have to spend easy a million peso on this to really, you know, get it the way that you want it, right? Well, the way I would want it. But maybe this suits you. Maybe this is the type of style that you like. If you're an expat, I doubt that, but I'm just saying. Anyway, thanks for watching. This has been Pete from the Property Club. Have a great day. Bye for now, and double thumbs up. Bye-bye.